Next stop is Glasgow and the place where comedian Clarke calls home.
Glasgow is a city that's constantly evolving. In the 1950s, it was at the forefront of modern architecture when high-rise flats began springing up across the city. I grew up in the Gorbals, a borough just a few miles outside the city centre. Right here is where I used to live, number 66 Norfolk Court. It's changed a lot since I was here, but if I close my eyes, I can still hear my mum shouting at me, telling me to come in after playing football. Over the last few years, there's been a push to regenerate the area. At the height of the high-rise boom, there were 34 blocks of flats here within just a few square miles. Now only 4 remain. Professor Miles Glendinning has spent years researching high-rise living and social housing.
It's a significant history, in particular in Glasgow, because Glasgow was seen after World War II as having an especially bad housing problem. But the question was, how do you deal with that?
What were the positives that the high-rise has brought to this city?
Well, you're piling up a whole lot of flats, one on top of another, so you're maximising a number of people on any one site that have all the modern amenities, like internal toilet, fitted kitchen, proper bathroom.
Before the tower blocks, cramped communal tenements had occupied the land, so the new facilities were a revelation.
These are things that people who are coming from tenements would not be used to having.
One of the Gorbals' many ex-residents is Anne Nash. You've got a big connection with this area, haven't you?
Yes, I was born just along the road and I was there for 24 years with my mother and father, and the community, the people, they were all great.
Now, Anna, here you've got some photos.
That's my mum and dad and their golden wedding. That was in the high flats. That was at the window looking into the veranda.
That's a beautiful picture.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Anne's memories are fond, but the tower blocks also had their problems. Over time, it became clear they weren't built to last. They were damp and dogged by maintenance problems. One by one, the tower blocks were brought down. And Glasgow began to rethink the high-rise culture it had created. The new Gorbals Housing Association was set up by locals to create new social housing that provides better accommodation but still holds on to that strong sense of community. The director, Fraser Stewart, is overseeing this development. Now, over my shoulder, we can see some high-rise flats here, but they're not going to be here for long, are they?
No, they'll be down by the end of the year and the whole site cleared by next summer, and we'll be redeveloping the site for social housing. Basically, we're just trying to build something that's really beautiful. Human scale, very much like the tenements, but with a bit more variety and a much more contemporary feel.
So far, 126 families have been relocated to new housing within the Gorbals.
This is exactly the kind of house and the kind of place that you need to support communities so that they can thrive and flourish better, and I think that's what we've achieved in the Gorbals.
As well as constructing modern social housing, the new Gorbals Housing Association also organises community events. Today, it's their monthly meal. Michael Fullerton is the local community coordinator.
Gorbals dinner, that was came together in October 22, and it was very much about trying to deal with the cost of living crisis, making sure there's a place for people to share food, but also that networking with everybody as well to try and tackle that social isolation.
The community's huge in the Gorbals. Everybody knows everybody. They've always got stuff on, like fairs in the summer, so it's very community orientated.
There's obviously new houses being built, there's a load of different families coming in, and it's fabulous.
Well, the housing may have changed over the years, but that community spirit remains the same, as you can hear from this buzzing atmosphere behind me. And the smell of that food is incredible. I'm going to go and join them.
Oh, thank you very much, Des. I was with him this weekend.
You were saying?
Unbelievable. I was playing golf.
Brilliant.
I was playing golf in Scotland, and he was a stand-up comedian on the night, and he was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, and you'd be chuffed that you've said that, and I'll see you on the show.
People need to go and see him. He's different class, honestly.